Hello student, I am Professor Vaibhav Rains. Today's topic of our discussion is conjugate action. Before going to know what is the conjugate action, first of all we know about what is the law of gearing. What is the law of gearing? When we will transmit the motion from one gear to another gear, then the ratio of angular velocity of the two gear will constant, and this is called as the law of gearing. Means if omega 1 is the angular velocity of the gear 1 and omega 2 is the angular velocity of the gear 2, while transmitting the motion, this ratio will remain constant, and this is called as the law of gearing. And when two gears are meshing with each other, means if this is the gear 1 and this is the gear 2, gear 1 and gear 2, and when we transmitting the motion from gear 1 to gear 2, then if this ratio will remain constant, this is called a law of gearing, and this action is called as the conjugate action. And what is the conjugate profile? Means if this is the tooth profile of gear 1, if you can say this is the tooth profile of gear 1, by using the conjugate action we will draw a tooth profile of the gear 2 is such that they will follow the law of gearing. Means if we given a tooth profile of gear 1, by using a concept of conjugate action we will find out the tooth profile of the other gear, and these both are transmitting the motion from each other. Then we will discuss about how we can construct the tooth profile of the gear 2 if the tooth profile of gear 1 is given. Okay. Consider the gear. Suppose we consider this is the gear 1 with center O1. Draw a pitch circle of the gear 1. If this is the pitch circle of the gear 1, then draw another pitch circle of the gear 2 with center O2. Okay. This is the pitch circle of the gear 2, and mark this as a point P, and it's called as the pitch point. The one property of the law of gearing is that if we draw a tangent, if we draw the normal at a point of contact of the two gear, then it will be passed through the pitch point. Okay. Now consider the any tooth profile ABC. Here we consider this. Suppose this is the tooth profile, here point A, here B, and here C. For a simplicity purpose we consider the point P on a pitch circle of the gear 1. Now draw a tangent at a point C. If this is the tangent at a point C, draw one normal at point C. This is a normal and mark as a P3. How can we obtain the point P? We draw one tangent at point C, then we draw the normal at point C, and where this normal meet to the pitch circle of gear 1, mark it as a point P3. Similarly, draw a tangent at point A, draw a normal at point A, and here we will get the point P1. Okay, how we obtain the point P1? We draw a normal, we draw the tangent at point A, then we draw the one normal to this tangent, and this normal will meet to the pitch circle. We will get the point P1, and similarly P2 will get at a point B. Okay, now draw a circle which is passing through A and which is concentric to the circle O1. Means take O1 as a center and O1 to A as a radius. Draw one circle. Okay, similarly take O1 as a center and O1 to C as a radius. Okay, how we will draw these two circles? With O1 as a center and O1 to A as a radius. Similarly O1 as a center and O1 to C as a radius. Okay, now if point A is moved, suppose you consider the gear 1 is rotate in clockwise direction, then while moving point A will move in this direction. If consider the point will reaches to point A, MA. If we consider the point A while moving reaches to the point MA, at same time P1 also moves and it will reaches to the pitch point P. Means here distance P1 to A is equal to distance MA to P. How? When this point is moved at this point, at same time A will move MA. So P1 to A is equal to MA to P. Then take P1 to A distance in rounder. Put metal pointer at point P and mark point MA. Okay, why this P1 when A is moves to MA, P will reaches to P? Because of the law of gearing. Means if MA is the point of contact of the two gear, then if we draw the normal to the point of contact, it will pass to the pitch point. Similarly, take a distance P3C is equal to P2MC. Take a distance P3 to C in a rounder. Put your metal pointer at a point P. Mark a point here. Mark a point on this circle and you will get a point MC. How will get the point MC? Take a distance P3 to C in a rounder. As a P as a center, draw an arc on a circle which is passing to the point C, and we will get the point MC. Okay. Now, when this gear with center O1 rotate in a clockwise direction, at the same time gear 2 will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. Means when point P1 or point A, when P1 reaches to P, when P1 point, which is on gear 1, will reaches to the point P, then point P on a gear 2 will move in this direction, and we consider this point as a P1 dash. We consider this as a P1 dash. How we obtain the point P1? How we obtain the point P1? Here we consider arc P1 to P is equal to arc P to P1 dash. Arc means length of arc. Length of arc P1 to P is equal to length of arc P to P1 dash. This is an imaginary point. We will mark this latter. Okay. What is the formula for the arc of length? That is equal to theta upon 360 into 2 pi r. Here we will put as a theta 1 and here theta 2 into 360 into 2 pi into capital R, where theta 1 is the angle between P1 to O and P to O1. We will mark this as a theta 1. And what is the theta 2? Theta 2 is angle between O to P and O to A dash. O to A dash, and we need to find a point. Sorry, A dash. No. Here we will mark as a P1 dash. P1, theta 2 is the angle between O2 to P and O2 to P1 dash. Okay. Here R is the radius of the gear 1. If we consider R is equal to 100 mm and capital R is equal to 75 mm, then here 360 will get 360, 2 pi will get each other cancel, theta. If we consider theta 1, is equal to 30 degree, then 30 into R is 100 is equal to theta 2 into 75, and therefore theta 2 equal to 40 degree. Here we consider theta 1 as a 30 degree. We measure this theta 1 with the help of protractor and we will find the theta 2. If theta 2 is 40 degree, then as O2 as a center and measure the angle in this direction, and we will get the point P1 dash. How we obtain the point P1 dash? We calculate the theta 2 and by measuring it with the help of protractor, we will get the point P1 dash. Similarly, arc P2 to P is equal to arc P to P2 dash, and mark a point P2 dash. We will mark here P2 dash. Similarly, arc P2 to arc P3 to P equal to arc P to P3 dash, and we will obtain the point P3 dash here. Okay. Now, first of all, draw a circle with center. Draw a circle with center O2 and radius is equal to O2C. How we will draw this circle? We will draw this circle as O2 as a center and O2 to MC as a radius. O2 to MC as a radius. This is a radius. Okay. Similarly, draw the circle with center O2 and MA to O2 as a radius. Okay. Now, when a point P1 will move to the position P, at same time P will move to the P1 dash. Okay. P2, when P2 moves to the point P, then point P on a gear 2 will move in a direction P2 dash. And similarly, when point P3 will reach to the point P, then point P on a gear 2 will move to the point P3 dash. And here the distance P1 to A equal to P to MA. Here distance P1 to A equal to P to MA. Similarly, the distance between P1 dash to A dash, similarly P1 dash is equal, P1 to A is equal to P1 dash to A dash, and then we will take a distance P1 to A in a rounder. As a P1 as a center, we will mark a point on a circle passing through MA. We will put the round here and we will mark in this direction. We will get the point here, it called as a A dash. Similarly, P2 to B equal to P2 MB equal to P2 dash B dash, and in this way P3 to C equal to P to MC equal to P3 dash to C dash. We will take, as here we get a MB, we will take P3 to C in a rounder as a P3 as a center, and we will mark one arc on a circle passing through MC of gear 2 here, and we will get this as R, and here we will get a point C dash, here we will get a B dash. As we get a point A dash, B dash, C dash, draw a smooth curve which is passing through the point A dash, B dash, C dash, and we will draw this smooth curve which is passing through the point A dash, B dash, C dash, and the curve A dash, B dash, C dash is called as the conjugate tooth profile of gear 1, that is A dash, B dash, C dash is the conjugate tooth profile of tooth profile A, B, C. If we increase the number of point, means if here we consider A, B, C as a 3 point, if we consider more point A, B, C, D, E, F, then similar way we will get another tooth profile on a gear 2, and by increasing the number of points we will get a smooth curve and accurate curve of the gear 2. This is the procedure how we can draw the conjugate tooth profile of gear 2 if the tooth profile of gear 1 is given. Thank you.